reading is from 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 1 through 8. Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah, saying, "So may the gods do to me, and more also, if I do not make your life as the life of one of them by this time tomorrow." Then he was afraid, and he arose and ran for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belongs to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a broom tree. And he asked that he might die, saying, "It is enough now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am no better than my fathers." And he lay down and slept under a broom tree. And behold, an angel touched him and said to him, "Arise and eat." And he looked, and behold, there was at his head a cake baked on hot stones and a jar of water. And he ate and drank and lay down again. And the angel of the Lord came again a second time and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, for the journey is too great for you." And he arose and ate and drank, and went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the mount of God. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The psalm today is Psalm 34, verses 1 through 8. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth.
My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad.
O magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together.
I sought the Lord, and he answered me, and delivered me from all my fears.
Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed.
This poor man cried, and the Lord heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles.
The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and delivers them.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him.
The epistle lesson is taken from Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17, and going through chapter 5, verse 2. Now this I say and testify in the Lord, that ye must no longer walk as the Gentiles do in the futility of their minds. They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them. Due to the hardness of their heart, they have become callous and have given themselves up to sensuality, greedy to practice every kind of impurity. But that is not the way you learn Christ, assuming that you have heard about him and were taught in him as in truth as in Jesus. Put off your old self, which belongs to your former manner of life and is corrupt through deceitful desires, and be renewed in the spirit of your minds, and to put on the new self, created after the likeness of God in true righteousness and holiness. Therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we are members one of another. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and give no opportunity to the devil. Let the thief no longer steal, but rather let him labor doing honest work with his own hands, so that he may have something to share with everyone in need. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. And do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you are sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you. Therefore, be imitators of God as beloved children, and walk in love as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us, a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. day of Pentecost is found in the Gospel of John, the 6th chapter. Glory to you, O Lord. Jesus said to them, that is, his fellow Jewish people who were surrounding him, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. But I said to you that you have seen me, and yet do not believe. All that the Father gives me will come to me, and whoever comes to me I will never cast out. For I have come down from heaven, not to do my own will, but the will of him who sent me. And this is the will of him who sent me, that I should lose nothing of all that he has given me, but raise it up on the last day. For this is the will of my Father, that everyone who looks on the Son and believes in him should have eternal life. And I will raise him up on the last day. So the Jews grumbled about him, because he said, I am the bread that came down from heaven. They said, is not this Jesus, the son of Joseph, whose father and mother we know? How does he now say, I have come down from heaven? Jesus answered them, do not grumble among yourselves. No one can come to me unless the Father who has sent me draws him, and I will raise him up on the last day. It is written in the prophets, and they will all be taught by God. Everyone who has heard and learned from the Father comes to me. Not that anyone has seen the Father except he who is from God. He has seen the Father. Truly, truly, I say to you, whoever believes has eternal life. I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate the manna in the wilderness, and they died. This is the bread that comes down from heaven, so that one may eat of it and not die. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh. This is the gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
Please be seated. And we sing the next hymn. It's on screens, and also it's in the hymnal 595.
To
other focuses in our lives, and inevitably we get ground up in the gears of this world. We get distracted and burdened and weary and angry and lustful. And none of the things that we reach out to really give us strength and love and energy. We pray today that as we hear the word preached, that our souls will be nourished and strengthened and invigorated and empowered to be your people, to be your witnesses, to be your lights, your servants, your people in these last days. Send your Spirit to this church, to these people, to the preacher. May we be truly blessed. May we feed on the bread of life. Amen. The last several weeks, we've been looking at Jesus' extraordinary teaching on the bread of life. About 3 weeks ago, Victor Zach, who was here, I believe he preached on Mark chapter 5 or 6, and that was the miracle of the multiplication of the loaves and the fish. And in the last several weeks, we've also been focusing in on Jesus' teaching regarding the bread of life. He says that the bread comes down from heaven. This bread is the bread of God, the bread of life. And as he spoke these very winsome words, hearts were stirred. People had implanted in them a desire for the spiritual as they had never had before. And so they called out to Jesus and they said, "Sir, give us this bread always." And of course, the people back then and we today, if we're to truly understand what this bread of life is, we need an explanation. We need the Lord to open things up to us because we have corrupt minds and hearts. And we need the Spirit, we need the Word of Jesus to connect the dots for us and help us to really comprehend what He means when He's talking about this bread of life. Jesus is speaking in enigmatic, riddle-like statements, like His parables. And so only those who have the Spirit imparted to them can really come to a comprehensive understanding of what it means to eat and to enjoy this bread of life. And regarding this bread of life, Jesus said, "I am the bread of life." The Jews believed that there was going to be a second Moses. First Moses fed the Israelites when they were in the desert, and they ate bread that came down from heaven. It was called manna, and it sustained the people supernaturally for 40 years. And we have another bread of life that comes from the second Moses, in the sense that Jesus is the second Moses, but a greater Moses than the first Moses, and He gives to people manna, bread from heaven, that not only sustains us here on earth as we sojourn here on earth, so we have many trials and tribulations, but that bread that He gives to us is so life-imparting and life-strengthening that it feeds us all the way to eternity. And then, after Jesus revealed Himself to the Jews who were assembled before Him as the bread of life, who gives eternal life, forgiveness of sins, the washing away of all of our guilt, and a new relationship with God. After He explained that that's what comes to us through Him, the bread of life, He gave a very earnest invitation. This is what He said: "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall never thirst. And then he went on to say in verse 37, whoever comes to me I will never cast out. I don't know about you, but when I hear these words from the Lord Jesus Christ, my soul is uplifted. My heart is warmed. I'm drawn to God. It's as if He is saying to me, I have something so very precious that I want to give to you. And I don't care what you have to offer to me. I'm just giving this to you freely. I'm not having any strings attached. I'm not taxing you or exacting anything from you for what I'm going to give to you. I don't give it to you because you seem like you're deserving, that you're better than anyone else. I'm giving it to you just because I love you. And when I hear these words of the Lord, I am filled with joy, filled with happiness, and I eagerly desire, and I pray that everyone here also eagerly desires the Lord and what He has to give to us. There was a response from the people in Jesus' day after He told them that He was the bread of life, that the people embraced Him. They would receive the greatest treasure that the world has to offer. And here's the response. Basically, thanks, but no thanks. You would think that when this wonderful pearl of great price, this priceless, inestimable treasure was offered to these people, that they would jump at it, they would fall at Jesus' feet and say, thank you. They would sing as we do sometimes, just as I am without one plea, but that thy blood was shed for me, and that thou bidst me come to thee, O Lamb of God, I come. You would think that's what they would have done. They would have said, oh, we want that bread of life. But they were turned off by Jesus. Jesus said, I am the bread that has come down from heaven. And when He spoke those words, they were using their human reason. They knew Jesus. They knew His mother, Mary. They knew His father, stepfather, Joseph. They knew His brothers and sisters. He grew up around them. They saw Him doing things that puzzled them. They probably saw Him getting into trouble. And they're saying, this is the bread that came down from heaven. This Jesus is greater than Moses, who provided the Israelites with manna for 40 years, and they just could not accept Jesus. And basically their response was, you gotta be kidding. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm still looking for something else. I still haven't found what I've been looking for. And being the idolatrous people that they were, they started looking, or continued to look, for gods of their own choosing. For many years, I've been a witness for Jesus Christ. I've tried to tell relatives, family members, friends, acquaintances, fellow students at school that the highest treasure you could ever have is Jesus. Jesus, that he loves you when no one else loves you. He will stand beside you when everyone else has abandoned you. He opens the gates of heaven to you. And unfortunately, most of the time when I make this witness, the response is, thanks but no thanks. That's just a crutch. I don't need him, at least not now, maybe sometime later. A few have accepted, but that seems to be the response oftentimes to the witness that I have given. Some of you are probably familiar with Bono. You probably know, if you're familiar with him, they've been part of the group U2. And that's been a very popular group for the last 25 or so years. And Bono is very much into social justice. He very much is concerned about the poor and the impoverished. And he has done quite a few benefits around the world to help feed the hungry. Some wonder whether he's a Christian. Some think he is, and some think that he's not. But he has sung a song, and the song is, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. I was going to play it for you, but we always seem to have problems technologically, so I didn't. But anyway, in the song, he says that he's experienced many things in his life. He's climbed the highest mountain. He's scaled city walls. He's had many relationships that are physical. He's even spoken with the tongues of angels. He's held demons, but he hasn't found what he's looking for. And then he says something very interesting. He says that he believes in the kingdom to come. He says, you broke the bonds and loosed my chains, carried the cross of my shame. You know I believe it, he says in the song, or sings in the song. Then, in the last refrain, he says, but I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And it's the same sentiment in the song, it seems, as the people in Jesus' day had. There he was, God incarnate, standing in front of them, offering them full salvation, removal of all their guilt and sins, but they said to him, thanks but no thanks. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And there's a lot of people out there that call themselves Christians. They've heard the stories in Sunday school for years. They've heard the gospel, the word of God, but they think that there's something more exciting out there. So they chase after Eastern religions. They chase after Buddhism and Hinduism and all of these strange and eclectic sort of cults, trying to find something more dazzling and something more exciting when all the time the treasures of heaven are right before them. Where are you today? Are you looking for something else, or have you found it in Jesus? If you have, hold on to it, treasure it, make it the greatest prize that you have, and feed your soul whenever you have an opportunity on the Word of God, your daily devotions. Hunger after hearing the Word preached, and hunger after coming to this place to fellowship with the Lord and your fellow Christians. We sing another song. I think it sums things up pretty well. Give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You can have all the rest. Give me Jesus. And that's what it boils down to. There's a little phrase, it seems kind of trite, but I think it's absolutely right on. No Jesus, no life. But if you know Jesus, you know life. And I pray that everybody here knows Jesus today and is enjoying that eternal life that we have only through Him. The bread of life was come down to heaven and has given Himself for us and risen again and offers that same resurrection to all who believe. Amen. The peace of God that passes all understanding, keep our hearts and our minds through faith in Christ Jesus. Amen. Together with all believers in the Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, we confess our faith with the words of the Apostles' Creed. I believe in God the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and in one Jesus Christ, His only Son, our Lord, who was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate, was crucified, died, and was buried. He descended into hell. The third day He rose again from the dead. He ascended into heaven, and sitteth at the right hand of God the Father Almighty. From thence He will come to judge the living and the dead. I believe in the Holy Spirit, the holy Christian Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, the resurrection of the body, and the life everlasting. Amen.